7 men, 1 discernment retreat, a shared journey of faith and discovery with the Franciscan Friars.
Francis wrote a rule for the brothers. And he urged the brothers in that rule to live as the poor Christ had lived. Vivendo sine proprio. The friars were to live without anything of their own. Francis used this expression 3 times in that very brief rule that he wrote. And it seems to me it is the key to understanding his notion of poverty, of stewardship. The brothers Francis believed ought not be designating anything as their own, as their private possession, as that over which they are the master. And Francis was not just talking about the kind of sneakers a person wears, the amount of coins the person has in his pocket, or about a person's exterior possessions. When Francis asked the brothers to live sine proprio, he was talking about their hearts. He wanted it all, not just a little bit. He was talking about surrendering one's ownership over the gifts and talents. That's really what he's asking.
Through prayer, fellowship, and moments of reflection, these men explored what it means to live a life of simplicity, service, and community as a Franciscan.
So our life is fundamentally Christocentric. Christ is the center. And that's what Francis, when he gathered his brothers, to live that life of being Christ for the world. That's who fundamentally our life is about. How do we be Christ for the world in the 21st century? How is that reflected in our actions, in our choices in life, and ultimately, as Father Dan will talk about, this idea of stewardship to the world, our relation to the world. At the very end of his life, Francis wrote a beautiful canticle of the Son. And in this canticle, he calls all creation brother or sister. Even death is a sister. And I'd like to suggest that for Francis, his understanding of all creation, all of our relationships, are this idea of fraternity. This is why it's so important for us within the Franciscan tradition of fraternity. Why are we all brothers and sisters? We're all from the same Father. And that was Francis's major insight, this idea that as his fraternity was moving forward, that we're all ultimately in relationship with each other. We're all brothers and sisters.
This weekend wasn't just about discernment. It was about discovering their purpose and the possibility of saying yes to God's call.